A station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Right now, the search is on for 3 persons of interest following a shooting in an apartment building in Fairfax County. We'll have a live report straight ahead. Plus, the death toll continues to rise in South Korea's capital, where we're learning about the 2 Americans killed in a crowd surge. And the Marine Corps Marathon was a win-win for servicemen and women. Their emotional stories next. Thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Annalisa Gale. We start this evening in Fairfax County, where a deadly shooting at an apartment building is being investigated. Our Daniel Hamburg joins us live now with a look at the persons of interest police are looking for tonight. Daniel?
Well, Annalisa, these 3 men right behind me are the persons of interest police are looking for. This happened at Skyline Towers off of Seminary Road and Bailey's Crossroad. These 3 men are from the security images police obtained from the towers. Officers were called to the South Tower just before 3 p.m. for a shooting in an apartment on the 3rd floor. When they got there, they found a man who was shot and killed. After building security gave them access to the footage, police saw again these 3 men running from the apartment, leaving within 10 to 15 minutes after the shooting. Fairfax County police are still trying to identify the victim. At this time, it's unknown if he lived at the towers or what relationship he had with the person or people who killed him. After a preliminary search, police say there were no signs of forced entry and it doesn't appear to be a random act. Detectives are executing a search warrant in the apartment to look for more evidence as to what happened. Second Lieutenant James Curry says a witness who was inside the apartment called 911. He has a message for the 3 men they're looking for.
It's a matter of time before we know who you are, and it's a matter of time before you're in custody. It's important that you turn yourselves in immediately so we can hear what you have to say about what occurred inside.
Again, if you know these 3 men or where they are, call 911 or the non-emergency number on your screen at 703-691-2131. In the studio, Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Thanks, Daniel. And new tonight, D.C. police are also investigating a homicide that happened this evening. They responded to a shooting just after 1 p.m. in 3800 block of 9th Street Southeast. That's where they found a man who was shot and killed. No arrests have been made so far in that case, and so far no lookouts for anyone there as well. Also new in D.C., a woman is in critical condition following a fire at an apartment complex in Northwest. These are images from D.C. Fire and EMS of the Park Hill Apartments on Park Road. Crews were called there just before 10 this morning. Officials say most of that fire was coming from the stairwell between the 3rd and 4th floors, causing heavy smoke. At least 2 people had to be rescued.
We were dispatched to another fire in the 1600 block at 28th Street Southeast. When we arrived there, we had heavy fire coming from the basement of a 3-story townhouse. The fire did extend to the floors above to some extent. We got everybody out without injury. In that fire, there are 13 people who have been displaced, 6 adults and 7 children.
Gotcha. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Well, the 47th Marine Corps Marathon returned to the nation's capital this morning, and DC News Now's Katie Ree had a front row seat to all of that action. She spoke to participants from near and far who laced up to honor Marines.
Over 17,000 people flooded the streets for the People's Marathon. Sunday's race marks the return to in-person racing since the start of the pandemic, and both fans and participants were glad to get back out on the course.
It means a lot. COVID the last couple of years taken a lot of civilian and military opportunities away for races. So the fact that we're able to do races like this in person, challenge yourself physically and mentally, is great.
It means a lot. We did the virtuals, the family, but you know what? Seeing all these people out here, it's heartwarming, and you know what? I'm here to cheer them on.
Civilians and service members from all walks of life walked, ran, and hand cycled the course, including Anna Starr, who served in the Navy for 20 years, and she completed her 7th 10K on Sunday morning.
I think it's wonderful and it's exciting, and you always know they have your back. I mean, I did the virtual and wasn't nearly as thrilling as this one is.
The Marine Corps Marathon doesn't offer any prize money, but something better, camaraderie. And that's exactly what marathon winner and active duty Marine Captain Kyle King felt when he crossed the finish line.
It's really special doing it with all the Marines out there. I know there are a lot of people voluntold to be out here, probably woke up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So it was awesome getting to run in front of them and bringing the win for the home team.
Each finisher is awarded a medal by an active duty Marine to celebrate their achievement. In Arlington, Katie Ree, DC News Now.
Number 5. Number 5, sir. Number 5.
Well, it was definitely nice to see everyone out there, and by the evening, it was not too bad in terms of the weather.
No, I tell you, tonight, because of the cloud coverage, it's not as cool as what we had at this time last night going into the wee hours of the morning. But I tell you what, we are going to be looking at some rain showers kicking back in here as we go throughout the next 24 hours or so. So current conditions, as you see, we've got the mostly cloudy skies in place right now, 56 degrees. We have south to southeast winds at 3 miles an hour. We have a low dew point, so it means dry air is out there at this point in time. That's why you're not seeing, even though we have clouds around, we're not seeing any moisture come from those clouds. Now, highs today were in the 60s, and tomorrow we're also going to see numbers into the lower and middle 60s across much of northern Virginia, and that does extend up and towards Maryland and out west towards the eastern panhandle of West Virginia. So expect 60s again for tomorrow, as you can see here with our satellite radar view taking you back the 6 hours to 3:05. And we'll put this in motion. You can see the clouds moving in from the south and west. I talked about this last night, that this was going to happen. Sure enough, that is the case. And then not too far behind, we do have rain showers lining up from Columbus, Ohio, down throughout the mountains of West Virginia, and even as far south as portions of northwestern North Carolina, seeing some showers in that way around the Greensboro vicinity. So as you see, again, showers are going to be moving on in. So your school bus forecast for tomorrow morning and afternoon is as follows. Now, I don't foresee that this is going to be these showers that you see here at 9 and 10, as much as I believe the showers you'll see here at 7 p.m. I think the showers may be a little delayed. However, if you're living out towards the western viewing area, western counties, that's where you probably see some showers more likely than not, certainly more than you would see in the D.C. region. We'll talk more about our 7-day forecasts coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Thanks, Scott. Turning to the economy now, it's a hot topic on the campaign trail as we inch closer to the midterm elections. Anna Brandt is on the Hill with a look at what could be next to counter inflation.
From July to September, the U.S. economy grew at an annual rate of 2.6%, and midterm elections are less than 2 weeks away now, with many voters saying the economy is one of their top issues.
Great economic report today, the GDP report. Things are looking good.
The new economic data is getting 2 thumbs up from President Biden. In recent months, the president has traveled across the country to tout his economic message. On Thursday, he visited Syracuse, New York, to celebrate investments following the recent CHIPS Act.
One of the most significant investments in American history. And it's going to ensure that the future is made in America.
But Republicans are making high prices their central campaign message ahead of midterms.
Inflation has skyrocketed to the highest rate in 40 years, outpacing Americans' wages.
Congressman Tim Walberg says the cost of everyday items like gas and groceries are still higher than normal, and his party promises they have a plan to fix it.
We'll fight America's inflation crisis by curbing Biden and the House Democrats' out-of-control government spending.
In contrast, President Biden is trying to convince voters to give Democrats a chance to turn things around.
My objective is to build an economy from the bottom up and the middle out. An economy that rewards work, not just wealth. An economy that works for everyone.
Federal Reserve officials are still concerned about inflation as well. They're expected to announce another interest rate increase next week. In Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.
Well, tonight, Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin is announcing $60 million in tax credits for investors to help provide affordable housing in the state. The Housing Opportunity Tax Credits are designed to help investors interested in building and maintaining affordable housing for Virginians. This year, the tax credits went to 5 major recipients, and they are expected to build nearly 600 affordable housing units and maintain nearly 50 more units. All of these projects are currently in their early stages. Now to Russia, where they've reinstated the blockage of grain and other needed exports from Ukrainian ports. In a press conference yesterday, Russia said that the blockade is being restarted due to a Ukrainian drone attack on the Russian fleet in the Black Sea. A United Nations report found that global food prices went down around 15% from their highest peak in March after the agreement began, and many worry there will be higher prices on food once again. Several initiatives are in the works to restart the grain agreement. Well, we have an update on the stampede that left at least 150 dead during a Halloween celebration in Seoul, South Korea. 2 American college students have been named among those killed during the event. One was Ann Giesky, a nursing student from the University of Kentucky. Well, she was one of 3 students in the country as part of a study abroad program there. The other 2 students are said to have contacted the school to say they are safe. The other was Kennesaw State University student Stephen Blessey, according to a statement from his university that was issued earlier today. Well, still to come on DC News Now at 9, what you need to know before you head out for your work week if you plan on taking Metro. And later, we still don't have a Powerball winner, so you still have a chance. A look at the new jackpot and more. Stay with us.